on Texas A&M's campus. The Aggies in their penultimate non-conference game of the season host Northwestern State out of the Southland this evening in Bryan College Station. Glad you are. Northwestern State at 8-4. Texas A&M, meanwhile, looking to bounce back from a couple of losses at home. Looking to close out its non-conference slate this week against the Demons and Prairie View A&M in a couple of days. So Northwestern State starts on this end of the floor in those purple uniforms, and look out, this man number 4 in the purple, Jamonte Black, will let it fly. His first one goes down.
Yeah, he's a guy that's knocked down 7 3-pointers 5 times in his career. There's not a shot that he does not like. And then they go back into their matchup zone. They will change defenses, will Northwestern State.
Meanwhile, on this end, this is Julius Marble, the senior
player that really puts his hard head on every time he comes, has actually beat out Coleman for this starting role thus far for the Aggies.
So the starting 5 for Northwestern State. A team that may be at the top of the Southland Conference when this thing is all said and done.
One in with Coleman or Marble. I like the way that Buzz Williams has put these two guys together tonight.
Coleman back in the starting lineup for the first time in a few games. Meanwhile, Northwestern State, the Demons, they'll use a lot of clock. DeMarcus Sharp draws the foul. And so 2 coming for the 5th year.
2, 4, and 4. One of the better guards that you're going to see in the Southland Conference.
Yeah, he has a pair of 30-point games this month. Baylor, a little bit of a test. That was last week. It's been on the road against Baylor. It's beaten TCU. It's kind of been here, done that before. They played, and they're definitely responsible for elevating Missouri State. The last couple of years, it was in the NIT last season. Taylor for 3. Hand in his face. That was A&M running the floor. Marble kicks it back out to Taylor. This is Coleman trying to go around the 7'3" wide body. That's Wilmore.
Speed versus the size of Jordan Wilmore.
Yeah, you know, 6'8" is not short.
Coach Gibson, who's gotten Northwestern State off to one of their best starts and well to make sure he doesn't get too tired or get into foul trouble.
Taylor does a nice job of poking that one away from Sharp. So Texas A&M got off on the 5-2 start. They've lost 3 times in the month of December. Here's Buzz Williams saying, hey, new year starts today. Let's try to flip this thing. DeMarcus Sharp. What'd you call him?
The step back sharp shooter, and he's going to continue to go to that the entire game.
Dennis was trying to finish, had that one affected. Haney in transition. Taylor backs off and he lays it up and in.
Well, we mentioned at the outset that Northwestern State would not be intimidated. They've got 2 more chances that they've got to get before league play begins. And
that left a stinging feeling in the mouths of a lot of these players. You know, a year ago, when you end up making a run of the SEC title game, you win 3 games in Tampa, and then ultimately get left out of the tournament field. They were one of the first 4 out. So Buzz Williams.
That last season has absolutely nothing to do with this season. And I think that's what the Aggies have pieces that haven't connected collectively yet. They're still trying to form their own. Plenty of opportunities in SEC play, but it starts here tonight.
Yeah, and really none of those losses, you would call them egregious by any means. Again, the latest 2 on the road at Memphis. Wofford's a very good team out of the SoCon. Oh, Haney from a step or 2 behind the 3-point line now has visitors back ahead. Make it 2, I should say. This is Coleman into the smaller Dane Prim. That's good.
Well, that's where I think that.
Nice. Bomb it up to the big man. An easy find, and Wilmore has. I've never had that vantage point, my friend. Corner 3 from Black. Boy, he is money from deep. He threes.
Well, if you give him room and opportunity, he's going to take his shot.
Hayden Hefner finds Tyrese Radford. So there you go. High percentage look. Buzz Williams, you said it before, was imploring his.
Talking about a team in the Aggies that are 5th in the SEC in fast break points, and they're not getting those opportunities against Northwestern State thus far. The basket from Isaac Haney knocking down another mid-range shot.
So Haney now has 7. And Northwestern State with an early 9-point lead. So while A&M brought back about 60% of its scoring from a year ago, including Hayden Hefner, Northwestern State, they open up with Kentucky tomorrow at home. SEC play right around the corner. Literally, it's tomorrow. So late shot clock for Black again on the pull-up, a little strong, step inside three-point arc. Hampton with the offensive rebound. Washington whacks that one off the window. But Haney regathers, so a new 20.
But the pace in which Northwestern State is playing, it kind of lulls you to sleep.
Black left it short, and boy, they're going to get a fourth look on this end. This is sharp. That is pure. Yeah, and no surprise, Buzz Williams. Northwestern State has shot 50% from the field to start. A&M has made just the 4 field goals. Just past the halfway mark of the first. And here it is, inside of 10 seconds once more. Black pulls it. Another triple. They have
accustomed to winning, and they've been winning at Northwestern State as well.
And he said they're the tone setters. I mean, they basically force everybody else to be accountable, be disciplined, prepare. It's a 15-point cushion. Still early, we're in the first half here. Coleman puts that one back in off the window. Kick Radford for 3. Wilmore got his hands on it, and right to Haney.
Yeah, nice job of just giving the Aggies one shot.
Haney took his eyes off him for a moment. This is Dennis right into the 7-3 center. And he's at the line for a pair of free throws when we return. I mean, 3 times they've played quality power conference teams on the game at half. In Waco 7 days ago. Settings before. It's a Northwestern State, again, just demons. No color in front of it, just demons. No blue demons here, or purple.
Well, you know, that win against TCU, you got to think about it. Mike Miles Jr., their leading scorer, not in that basketball game, but they still had to go and get the W. There's no excuses.
Yeah.
I thought they played Baylor well with Adam Flagler out of the game last night, or earlier last week. This team is for real, and they're going to see that in the Southland Conference as well.
Yeah, they're already 1 win shy of their season total a year ago. So Corey Gibson has helped rejuvenate, reinvigorate this team. Did a fine job putting together a nice incoming transfer class. Got a lot of winners with him. Here's Sharp, contested jumper. That's a difficult one. Andre Gordon got his hands on it.
So this is what we saw in the Baylor game. Baylor stepped it up defensively, which changed the trajectory of the entire basketball game. It looks like that's what the Aggies are trying to do as well.
Blocking foul on Wilmore line a lot. And you see there are the makes of. He was at Wichita State the last few years. The reigning
against it. You got to try to get it reversing sides of the floor to find weakness and get into the gaps of the zone, which also opens up offensive rebounding lanes.
Dennis wants the 3. Garcia with the long reach.
Good pass.
Fires underneath to Coleman.
Key here is the defensive rebound if they can get a stop.
Haney with 1 on the timer. 4-3. They walked in here with shoot around too, kind of looking like they meant business. Coleman back to Gordon, the senior.
The pass.
Beautiful feed, a bounce pass to Coleman, and he's going back to the free throw.
In between the lines. Sure, I think Coach Buzz Williams is trying different ways.
Coleman in transition, headed back to the free throw line.
You see the difference? Championship this year, but they've done a nice job of getting this game. And he ran a set. He didn't hold it to try to take the last shot. And I thought the Aggies did a nice job of defending it.
Yeah, and so since Northwestern State, to its credit, still has only turned it over 4 times. But a lot of its looks have been pressure looks of late as well. Gordon finds the cutter. There's Tyrese Radford.
That's the key. He found the cutter.
4-point game again. Hoist it from deep. And there's another. I think he knew that one was going down.
Yeah, well.
1:10 to go first half. Penultimate non-conference game of the year for A&M. Radford finds that spot in the middle of the paint once again. Now Sharp starts to go to work. Dennis right up on him. 1 second. Step back. Difficult shot, and Coleman soars to the board. Shot clock is off for the Aggies. 22 seconds to go.
Buzz Williams on the sideline in those tennis shoes. Almost went out there and guarded Gordon himself.
10 seconds to go. A&M to get it back to either a 2 or 3 point game. Radford, 5 seconds. Crossover, barrels right into Haney, but he draws the
94 feet with 3 seconds left to go.
They're going full court pressure just past Radford's arms with 1 second left. Sharp's look way offline, but Northwestern State out of the Southland takes a 5-point lead into the break. It was a much larger deficit. The Aggies were able to